Afternoon guys, welcome back to the channel and welcome back to another video. Today we're going to be swapping all of the stuff from the Range Rover Sport engine onto the S-Type Jaguar engine and hopefully get into a position where our new engine is ready to put in the car. I don't think we're going to be going ahead and doing that part in this video, but hopefully we are removing the gearbox from the chassis and we are going to be mounting that gearbox to our new engine. I've been over this morning. Sorry, Chris. We've got a new gasket there for the bottom plate. We've got a new sump gasket. We've got a new air filter. We've got a new oil pump oil seal. We've got the timing kit. We've got a full timing belt kit. We've got an air filter. We've got a gasket for the oil pump. And we have got a new, that's for the header tank, isn't it? There was a continuous fault that kept coming up on the car before I give it to my brother, and he actually mentioned it 3 or 4 times, saying that it was low on water. So we just went ahead and bought a new one of those. We are now going to be stripping down this engine, getting all the covers off because they are all completely different. And once we've done that, we will be fitting the oil pan, oil pickup, sump, etc. And then we'll pin this up. We'll fit new cam belt, tensioners, new diesel pump belt, new oil pump. We're just going to be steaming through it. So I'm going to put it onto time lapse, and it's probably going to be quite a long one because we really do want to get involved and try and get that all swapped over in this video, get that gearbox mounted. So that will be part 3 of this video. Let's get involved. Wishful thinking there, guys. We're now at about 7 PM. We've been at it all day on the little car, getting that running. And the plan was for this, obviously, was to just swap over the bits we needed to. But as you can see, I mean, we never have a mess like this. Every single thing on this engine turned out to be different, including the diesel pump. So I'm just going to make a note of pointing out here, on this diesel pump, you've got, see that 10mm there, there's another one there, and then it looks like there's 2 down the back that you just undo. But as it turns out, you actually have to remove the whole casing. There's 2 of these star drives, you have to remove them. You have to take the 2 10mm nuts out the back, then remove the diesel pump, and there's like a massive cradle inside, which is this here. You can see where it joins, and we've had to change the cradle, the diesel pump. Just because we had them, we have swapped all the injectors over as well. We've changed that rocker box cover that was leaking quite badly. Where is that, Chris? Back on we've chucked it onto the old engine, and you can see it was all broken and leaking there. And as you can see by how much we stripped out, just literally everything is different. I did time lapse this for probably well over an hour and a half, and I actually said to Chris, that's probably a bit too much time lapse now, so I thought we'd just stop, crack on with it, and I'll come back and explain what it is that we're doing. So it is all pinned up, it's all timed up, we've got the pin in now. It's got the new uprated oil pump on it, brand new tensioner, new belt. We have got to flip it upside down still and put on the carrier, etc. But we can't do that until we finish changing everything over. So tomorrow, we are just about to call it a day. Tomorrow, we're going to be fitting that turbo, the EGR valves, they're completely different, they're half the size. We'll be flipping that upside down, putting the sump carrier on, putting the sump on, and then we'll be going around putting the turbo on, getting all the wiring, and we tomorrow will have this nipped up, bolted to that gearbox, Chris, will we?
We will indeed.
So guys, that will be the end of the video just for now, and I'm going to come back in the morning and obviously conclude it. I mean, guys, it's a fresh day and we are ready to hit it again. Chris has started straight away and I thought I'd better quickly whip the camera out and get us back to it. So you see last night we finished putting on the diesel pump. All this housing was all completely different. The Jag one now, it is everything on it seems to be different. So we're now just going to reload this tensioner, get the belt on there, get the pin pulled out on that, get that completely done, buttoned up, and get the cover back on it. We're then going to be moving around to the front, tightening all these bolts up. We have just put them on there temporarily. It's all obviously pinned up, like I said, and the belt is all tensioned up. That's done. Once we've done that, we're going to be spinning the engine upside down, fitting a new gasket, fitting the carrier, fitting the sump gasket, and then fitting the oil pickup and the sump. From there, we're going to move on and start fitting everything off this engine. Wiring loom, turbo, exhaust manifolds. Everything is going to be on this, and we plan on getting it done as quick as we can, but getting it all done properly and going around and double checking everything. We're then going to be pulling the gearbox out of the chassis and getting that married up to the engine. We want to try and get this all buttoned up back together today if we can. I'm going to flip you over to time lapse and we are going to get involved and get this done. See a great deal when it's on time lapse, guys, but we have really got there now. That is all back together, it's all tensioned up. We are going to put the cover back on it, but we're not going to do it until we've literally gone round and turned the engine over by hand a few times. You would have seen me there just fitting the new gasket, and we've got the sump carrier and the oil pickup back on. This is actually one of the parts that fails on quite a lot of cars. Over the years, people have their cars serviced, but this pickup, as you can see that little mesh in there, it does pick up anything that does become foul in the sump. So these do block up. Even though it was pretty clear, we did just go the extra mile and give it a good flush out, a proper clean out, and as you can see in there now, it's immaculate. So it won't have any problems, because obviously that picks up the oil to feed the engine. So that's how far we've got with it. It is quite time consuming because obviously there's old gasket residue and stuff on here that we've had to clear off. So we have just pulled that gasket off, cleaned all that up with a blade. We'll be going over it after just to make sure there's no oil residue left on it. And Chris has just got the sump on the bench now and he'll just go round and this is actually deja vu, Chris. I remember you doing this once already.
Yep, type 2.
And it was to this actual sump, wasn't it?
It was.
Yeah, he actually cleaned all that up and got the residue off it last time. So where it wasn't that long ago, it does make it a little bit easier. As you can tell, guys, I keep tripping over everything. It's like an absolute bombs at it, and we never have it like this. So we are going to get this sump on, get this swapped over, and then have a really good clean up. We need it. go, guys. Quite a lot of time lapse there, but we just want to show that it is us doing it. There's no one helping us or fitting things in between. It is us. And like I say, it is quite long, but if we was to just do it on normal video, you'd be, you know, the YouTube video being 8-hour day. So we have now completely stripped the original engine. There's nothing left on that engine for us, and we have completely rebuilt this one. We did just walk around it quickly before I come back with a video, and we know that we've got one small hose to connect up to the EGR valve, but apart from that, we have got every single bit of it all completely back together. All the looms back on there, it's all back where it should be. It is all pretty much ready to go. It has been a very long day. We have just had a good clean up, like I showed you earlier down here. It was an absolute mess. We've trod footprints absolutely everywhere in and out of Chris's tool room, and trod oil everywhere. So now we have just swept up. We are going to put some acid down, the same stuff that I used on the wheels the other day, just to give the floor, take the grease out of it, and then we'll go around with some paper towel, give that a good clean. But yeah, that is it now. That engine is ready to go in the car after we've done the gearbox. So next step, we're going to get the old classic out. We're just waiting for the rain to keel off because it's raining. We don't want it outside in the rain. We'll be getting Chris's IAB in, pulling that forward, lifting the gearbox out, marrying the gearbox up with the engine, and then hopefully lifting the pair of them back into the car. So that's as far as we got so far. We filmed that bit, guys, because the only way I would have done it was put it in the holder. But me and Chris have actually just handballed that out of the chassis. Or sort of lifted up the back end and slid it over the diesel tank. And then once we got that over there, Chris jumped out and held it, and I lifted the bell housing up over the other side. We've got it on the floor. Because it's raining and we don't want to put this outside, it was kind of, we was going to bring the IAB in through that door, but Chris does have a back door. So he's going to bring it in through the back door, and then we can lift this off the stand and get it married up to the gearbox. As you would have seen there, we did get the gearbox on there, and it was, the torque converter wasn't quite lined up. So you probably see us put it on there, get a couple of bolts in it. We tested that it turned over okay, and it was a bit too tight. So we took it back off, and you could see that the torque converter wasn't quite home. Sorry, just to chuck in there, guys, don't forget, for little sneak peeks during the day, Instagram, it's Salvage Rebuilds. Guys, that is going to be the end of today's video. We have now got the gearbox married up to the engine. It's all completely bolted up. Our next plan going forward is going to be fit the starter motor. Obviously, we do not want to do that while it's in the car. Fit the crossover pipe, and then we're going to be going ahead and getting it fitted in that chassis. That's going to be part 4. Let us know what you think in the comment section down below, as usual. We have been working very, very hard. We've been working sort of 7 till 7 every night, trying to get this project done so that it can go out as a bit of a series over the Christmas period. Thank you very much to everybody that's recently purchased the merchandise. There will be a link for that in the description. I will not go on about it. Thank you very much for watching. Like, subscribe and share, and we'll see you in the next one.